Well, great news, folks. We're actually going to be able to bring you the semi-final game. Defense Force versus Harvard, and an instant mistake by Defense Force. They can't afford that against this Harvard unit. Harvards came second in their group, just behind Misfits. Defense Force have won their group, and this is a big, big matchup. We'll try to bring you some names there. That's Leroy, wearing number 11. He's had a massive performance at scrum half for Harvard this year. And who doesn't recognize Claudius Butts, wearing number 12? That's Go Cool trying to open up his number 14. And a brilliantly set up ruck there by Harvards. They're going to look to use his national captain, Shaquille Dite, and they've got to overlap if they can finish it. Go Cool out wide. That's Joshua Marsan, number 13, who's a part of the TNT training group. Tackle again. Defense Force, of course, with that massive engine. Chris Draper in charge of the action. That's Leroy. Out to Butts. Can he still do it? Very wide pass. That looks like Nigel Barlington. And it just skips on the ground here. And it gives Defense Force a brilliant opportunity. Of course, some of the guys, they just have to recognize instantly for Defense Force. Starting with number 11, that's Isaiah Small. It looked like the line out set. Yes, Chris Draper is going to bring that back. Isaiah Small, who besides having an insane day one at Harvard's, had a brilliant RAN 2024 sevens for TNT. He was exceptional. Had some massive defensive work. And another guy actually representing TNT about to throw in is Dante Hazard. I believe he's in number 15. We'll find out very shortly. But he has been absolutely brilliant for both Defense Force and TNT this year. Shaquille Dite jumping. And Shaquille Dite putting enough pressure on it. Stolen here. That's Keston Earl pushing it out. Go Cool with it in hand. Number 14 running a little lateral. And let's see, that looks like Barlington, is it? Barlington stays on his feet just long enough for the support. Defense Force looking to commit a lot of numbers. And again, these conditions playing a big part. I think that might be the first miss pass there that I've ever seen Butts do. And the support coming in. And look who's here. None other than Naya from Rainbow is joining me in commentary. Big opportunity here for Defense Force. Can they get there?
Well, yes, the rugby's been stepping up, and at the end of the day, this is tough tournaments here now. And now we're back on the inside with him all. We've seen Army doing something progressive. Where's the man to produce it? Let me hope Shark goes left. Shark goes left. Quick ball is needed, but no. Falter, fumble. Off the deck. What's going on? Exciting rugby. It's tough pace.
God bless you, Naya, and well done as usual. We'll be having a bear later. God bless you. Well, I'll come up after. I'll come again. So that is a knock-on by Harvards. Now, I'll be a little bit honest. That could have been interpreted to be a knock-on and yellow card. He came in a little cynical there at the tackle. So this is a little bit of a let-off there for Harvards. Very interesting to see how they're setting up is. Yes, Butts is actually going to be moved in as prop with Keston Earl and young Joshua Marsan at hooker. Look out for number 15. I called his name before. Dante Hazard for Defense Force. Genius at RAN, and can he keep this going? And he goes blind, and let's see it go cool. Can he do it? He has a lot of work to do. Yo! And he's deemed to, no, wait a minute. They're saying it might be. Is it a try? They're going to have the discussion, the Welshman. They're discussing it. Let's see. What's the call here, folks? It's Chris Draper with a lot of pressure. And it is a try. Dante Hazard. Well, I spoke about him, and he gives me the point. That's his celebration, folks. I always harass him. Always gives thanks to God. Usually he's broken away by about 40 feet, so he always gives that hail out to his Lord and Savior. And he's done it for Defense Force. That is a big try. Now, it's a big ask here. That's Isaac's brother, Isaiah. No, my apologies. That's Isaac Small is number 13. Isaiah is his brother. Another massive prospect for TNT Rugby. As we take a little scope out here. Right. I'll go organize it after. Thank you, brother. Well, I'll take it after. I know, I'll go to come and harass you after. Cool. That's all right. Thank you. So Defense Force to kick off. Actually giving the duties away from Dante. It's going to go to Isaac Small. They're able to bring it down here. Shaquille Dite, never in doubt. Tries to beat one. Tackles so beautifully. And he looks to push it. That actually looks like another Harvard's player there wearing number 10. who is a young player. Vincent actually is wearing number 30. He's been brilliant for Exiles all year. And another fantastic play there by Shakir De Freitas. He's the captain for Defence Force. Can they get around as Coyote Barrington? He might be held up here if he could refuse. No, he gets his knee down brilliantly. So he's got a release. And Draper tells him. So, Defence Force starting to look comfortable. Here's Dante. He chips it through. Not his best effort. And he slips, unfortunately. And Dite. But he is played. It is a penalty. And Butts played him without the ball. Well recognized by Chris Draper. And Dante very willing to slow it down. Looking to use that line out and suck some time off the clock. And they get it. That is brilliantly done just outside the 22. And Harvards, for all their talent, are being relatively contained. Another man I just have to highlight, of course, is Shakir De Freitas, the captain of Defence Force. Another big prospect for TNT Rugby. He's making his way to the line out there. He always jumps for them. A freak of an athlete. He's right there. He's going to be at the front, and he's jumping against Shaquille Dite usually. So just national talent all around. Look at the height the Defence Force have there. Shakir De Freitas and Vincent, the young Harvard's player in Exiles. Dante throwing in again, but you're up against Dite, lifted by Keston Earl. Not the cleanest stick. They eventually go. Not the cleanest, but Shakir De Freitas unable to bring it in. That is beautifully done by Harvard's defensively, and they've got to start utilizing some of these chances. As the game progresses, the fitness level of Defence Force makes all the difference. Here's Dite. Steadies his man, and it's a little bit loose there. Joshua Marsan does brilliantly to collect. Can he stay on his feet long enough for support? Men coming over. We'll see if they stayed on their feet. Draper's happy with it. Coming in from the side, and yes, Defence Force get a little desperate. Here's Dite. Does he recognize it? 3-on-2. Throws a dummy, and Dite straightens, accelerates, and brilliantly tackled by Defence Force. Has it gone backwards? Out wider. And unfortunately, Tyreek Cheeks brought onto the field, unable to hold it. It is very challenging conditions. 2024 Harvard's International. The crowd taking it in. The winner of this game will face Misfits in the final. The loser, third place playoff against Northern's RFC. Talent galore. Very interesting to see how Defence Force will look to approach these scrums. Dante with it again. Last time he rolled blind. This time he goes out wider. Over Isaiah Small's head to Coyote Barrington. Coyote stay on his feet. He can't, but Isaiah just had workload. Big counter up comes in. It might be stolen. That looks like Barrington, who brings it down. Isaiah competitive. Lets it play Joshua Marsan under pressure. And it is a penalty. Offside again by Defence Force. The penalty count is starting to get up there. You don't want to force Draper's hand. And I think just to give their lungs a chance, Harvard's willing to slow it down. That's the one thing about Defence Force. They have the fitness levels. And as the game goes on, it just opens up more and more for them. So they tap and go. Here's Leroy. Out to Cheeks. It's a 2-on-1. Can Dite throw that dummy? He's known for and unable to hold. Dite can't believe it. He was calling the switch and Marsan so frustrated, but let's see. Call coming in from the sideline. Or is that half time? Yes, it is half time, folks. So with the most narrow of leads, Defence Force lead 5-0 in this semi-final action. 2024 Harvard International, and we'll be back. Well, folks, is there a more beautiful country in the world than sweet TNT? Trinidad, Northern Range, looking majestic. Of course, we're in the rainy season. And even this field itself at CIC grounds with all these salmon trees. Harvard's to kick off in the first half, down 5-0. Defence Force looking comfortable, using those fitness levels. Young Vincent looks to clear. He plays scrum half, out wider to Dante. And can they recognize it? Here's Isaac, out to Isaiah, the pace man, and another pace man. Coyote Barrington, held up there by Barrington, but they do get their knee down. So, of course, if you get your knee down, you've got to release. Dante Hazard, out to the young Vincent. What's he want to do? Throw in, not using his support. Gets his hands free, though, and Shakir De Freitas, number 12, who's been brilliant in day one, and it continues. Here's Vincent, and he's met. Slammed in defense. Big hit there by Keston Earl. And Dante, he wants to use his boot again. He's using that grubber, giving away possession a little bit, but Isaiah does brilliantly, gets back on his feet, wrangled, but Harvard's utilizing a lot of defenders at that breakdown. 2 passes and they're in the clear. Isaac Small, it's a 2-on-1 if he goes, and Coyote Barrington to his left. Coyote opens it up now. Coyote against Barlington. Can Barlington? Yes! Barlington with outrageous tackle, but it is a try. And Coyote Barrington for Defence Force with another classic. The man is outrageously fast. Barlington, no slouch. Of course, he had those 2 brilliant tries for TNT in Iran. Taking in some of the action there. Cameramen coming to look at the action. Tyrese Cheeks. Lots of rugby still to be played. Can Harvards bring it back? Shaquille Dite, of course, the TNT captain. It's going to fall on his shoulders. Can he rally the crew? Can he get these guys to believe? It's a wide kick. It's relatively unlikely he'll make it, and I don't mean to throw shade with that, but his score should be 10-0. That is a converted try on a penalty kick, and you were there. Tons of time left, and it may just have pushed to the left. I'll assume it didn't make it. As we get back here, and how Harvard's going to approach this kickoff. Are they willing to go deep again? Do they want to start contesting a little bit shorter? They've got tons and tons of time. No need to panic. Another player, Aaron Rock, coming on for Harvards. He's got those long dreads. He's going to be utilized well, number 15 for Harvard. So, Defence Force to kick off, and they go a little lateral. Is it going to go the desired 10? It doesn't look it, but I stand mistaken. It is. The Welshman has identified it. Shaquille Dite wants to play it early, but well marked by Defence Force. And they're so good at contesting. They just have so much size there with young Vincent and Shakir De Freitas. So Rock moves to lift at this line out. And overthrow, and it goes to the young man. That's Vincent. We spoke about him today. Brilliant addition. Here's Dante. Wide pass to another national superstar. Isaiah, who just pushes so hard on his brother Isaac. 1 out pass. There's Shakir De Freitas. And thrown, and somehow managed to be collected. Here's young Vincent again. Power and pace. Stays on his feet. Works so well staying in bounds. Creating another phase. Harvard's under a lot of pressure here. Can they create something? They chip it over. Coyote Barrington. He's got so much pace, but Barrington, he's been around the block. Can he get it? And push back. And let's see what the call is from Chris Draper. Look to play it. Defence Force ball. Look to step it back. Surprisingly done so. Steps 1. That's Isaac Small. And it is another try. Let's make sure. Yes, it is. So Isaac and his brother Isaiah go in to celebrate. 2 massive, massive talents. Now, just for the folks at home, actually they've trained at Harvard's and did a lot of their studying with this club to get where they are. Some fantastic work for some of those golden years for Harvard Sevens. They were instrumental. That's Isaac and Isaiah Small. And they're doing it now for Defence Force. Defence Force have been outstanding for the TNT 7 series. Battling with Caribs, RFC for so many of these tournaments. To tell you the competitive level and nature of this Harvard International. Caribs unable to get out of the group phases and finished in the 5th-6th playoff. So it's no shade on them, of course. I have a Northern supporter. I might as well. In your screen right now, wearing the white shirt. That is the assistant coach for TNT's successful 7 squad. That's Jonathan O'Connor. Brilliant work he's done all season. Nice to recognize. So as Defence Force look to apply pressure, still very limited changes for Defence Force. A little surprising. And it's a lot safer. They're just going to push it deep. Limited mistakes. But to Shaquille Dite under big pressure again. Is it going to be a turnover? Counter-up coming in. And it might be. Yes, it is. Oh, so brilliantly done. And that is going to be a scrum to Defence Force. So you're going to just look at them. They're going to, of course, want to suck as much time off the clock as possible. So happy to let this scrum set. And they slowly make their way. They meander across. Utilize every bit of those 30 seconds. Don't be surprised if you see them try to initiate a reset. And just look at their talented backline. Isaac Small, 13. Isaiah Small, number 11, and Coyote Barrington, number 14. All big supporters of the Flubcast, Dominic, I'll just let you know. He, of course, Dominic, cameraman extraordinaire, massive Harvard's member, helping us out today. Can't do it without him. Taking a look at that scrum action. Just highlight again how brilliant number 15 for Defence Force was for TNT. If you have a chance to take in some of those highlights from the Iran Sevens, Dante Hazard, a special talent. Passing it out now. Isaac switches back with his brother Isaiah. And Isaiah accelerates! And good night, Josephine. He's done it for TNT. He's done it for his country. To the surprise of no one, it was a relative inevitability that he would score again. In your screen as well as Volric, from Tobago. Coming in, playing for Harvards, but who and few can stop Isaiah Small. Can they convert? They do, right in front of the post, and this game is starting to push away from Harvards, who had a brilliant day one. They're going to be meeting Northerns in that semi-final. Dominic and I will probably better bear over that one. Seeing it now, some changes starting to come in for Defence Force and Harvards as the writing's on the wall. Keston Earl making his way off as well. Young Vincent coming off. He's wearing those long track pants almost. It's quite amazing how the national players refuse to come off. They've had such a demanding training schedule for TNT, and they want to take in every last minute of this international club rugby for Harvards. They're trying to force it a little bit. Can they get there? No. Defence Force putting their body on the line. We'll see how it's interpreted. It is not releasing by Defence Force. And here he is. That's Volric for Tobago. Passes it out wide. That looks like Go Cool. Oh, and dropped again. You never saw him that. Of course, Claudius Butts, who represented not only Harvards and Guyana, but also the West Indian side, to tell you the talent of the man. Defence Force with the chance here. Dante, he's been using his boot a lot. Looks to switch it, but it's not there. And here might be a chance for Harvard. Tried to pick it up. He might have been better off trying to chip it through. And there you have it, folks. Semi-final 2 is complete. Defence Force go on to that final game against Misfits. Harvards will be playing Northerns. Final shake hands. I think Harvards are very disappointed after a brilliant day one, but a wonderful performance. You're seeing us taking in some of the other teams on the sideline as well at this wonderful tournament. Harvards International. If you are a touring club, put this on your calendar from early. Come on down. We will host you up to the max. Thanks again from Dominic and Flub. Harvards 2024 International. Chris Draper in charge of the action. We will be back.